Hello you four, welcome back. Another maths lesson today. Let's have a look and see what we're up to. So lesson 4, we're heading towards the end of our first week and we're going to be revisiting some of the things we've already done, and we're going to be looking at some new learning in maths as well. So we're going to be doing more ordering of numbers up to 9,999, and then we're going to be doing something called comparing numbers. We're going to be looking at one number and another number and comparing the size of them and using some mathematical symbols to do that. Today's lesson, you're going to need one extra thing than normal. So you still need your pencil and your marking pen or pencil and your maths book, but this time you need one of the following things. So either a dice, so it could be just a normal dice from a game with 1 to 6, or sometimes you can get these special dice which have got all the numbers from 0 to 9 on. If you haven't got a dice, a set of playing cards, so I've just got a set of playing cards here, and I've taken out the Jack, Queen, King, and number 10. So I've only got the numbers 1 to 9 in all of the suits in here. So there's no picture cards and no number 10s. So you can use those if you want. If you haven't got either of those things, if you haven't got playing cards and you haven't got a dice, then if you can just rip up some paper and put the numbers 0 to 9 on those pieces of paper and then just turn them face down, that will be fine. So one of those 3 things. You don't need all of them, just one of the 3. So either a dice or some playing cards, or make yourself some number cards with 0 to 9 on, and they're ready for our first game today. So press pause, go and get what you need, and then let's get started. Okay, so we're going to do a place value game today, so it's going to be a bit of a competition. There's 3 versions of this game, and it's really good. It works really well over FaceTime or over Zoom if you've got access to that with your friends and your parents are happy for you. It works really well like that, or you can play it with a member of your family at home. And you can play it with 2 players or even more than 2 players. So if all of your family want to play it together, they can. And we're going to play it with 4 columns, so thousands, hundreds, tens, and units or ones. And all you need to do is draw out a grid. So you can either get a scrap piece of paper and draw out the grid, or you can, if you've got a whiteboard at home, you can do it on a whiteboard, or you can just draw it in your maths book. So you need a section where you put the people's names that are playing, and then you need to divide the rest of it into your 4 columns for your thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. So let me show you how to play the game. If you're playing with dice, you take it in turns to roll the dice, okay? So I'm going to start. I'm going to roll my dice, and I have got a number 6. So I'm going to think, right, where am I putting my number 6? So the first version of the game, the aim is to get the highest number possible. Okay, so I've got a number 6. If I'm playing with a 0 to 6 dice, 6 is the biggest number I can get. So I want it to be worth loads. So I might put it over here, okay, in the thousands column. Then it'll be your go, and you're going to roll. So I'm going to roll for you for a second, and you've got a 3, and you might think, right, okay, a 3, that's quite a low number. It's not the smallest number I could get. So maybe I'm going to put it down here in the tens column. And then I will roll again, and this time I got a 2. So I'll put that maybe down here, just in case I get a 1. And then I'll roll for you. Look, you got a 6, so you've done well. So you're going to get a 6 over here. I roll again, and I get a 2. Oh dear, I'm going to risk putting that there, I think. That's not good. Your roll, oh, you've done well. You've got another 6. This is a silent dice, this one. Teachers love these silent dice. And then it's my turn. I got a 5. I'm going to put my 5 in there. And your last turn, oh, you've got a 1. Okay. Then we have to pair these 2 numbers. So we have to have a look. Remember, we start with thousands when we're ordering or comparing. So we've both got a 6 in the 6,000s. Then I've got a 5 in the hundreds, and you've got a 6. So you would win that game, because you got 6,631 and I only got 6,522. So we're going to have another go. Well done, you won. This time, so you can play it with whoever gets the highest number goes first, or you can play it with whoever gets the lowest number first. So this time, we're going to play together, and we're going to go for the lowest number, okay? So this works the same way with playing cards. So with playing cards, make sure you've shuffled them, then you can spread them out face down like this. Let me show you. and then you just ask somebody to take a card out of the pile. Whoever's go it is takes the card out of the pile, and it's a 9, and they would have to write that in their columns, okay? We're going to stick with the dice today, but you can play exactly the same with your cards and your dice. So I'm going to roll. Draw yourself out a grid like this and press pause. When you've got it done, come back and play the game. Right, hopefully you've got one of these grids. So I'm going to roll here. You're going to roll at home and you're going to write your number in. I won't know whether you've beaten me or not, but you will. So this time we're going to go with the lowest number wins. I'm going to write down here, lowest wins to help me. So this time, if I get a really high number, I don't want it to be worth very much. And if I get a low number, I'm going to want it in the thousands. So I'm going to roll first. I have got a 4. I'm going to put my 4 in the hundreds, I think. Ooh, maybe not, maybe not. Or I might go for the 10s, actually. I'm going to put mine in there. Right, you now roll your dice and decide where you're going to put yours. Okay, and pop it in. So record mine and then record your first turn. Right, I'm going to have another go. Here's my next one. I've got a 1. See that? So I'm going to put, I want a low number. So I want the 1 in the thousands column this time. Then I roll again. And I've got a 3. I'm going to go for here. And I'm going to roll again. Oh, I've got another 3. So I've ended up with a number 1,343. What did you end up with? Fill in yours. Who won? Did I win or did you win? I'm hoping I won. I got quite a low number because I got a 1 in the thousands column. The last way you can play this game, if you want to play it with your families at home, I call the really mean version. My children love this version. And what happens is you roll exactly the same. So let's imagine we were still going for the lowest. If I rolled a 6, I could be really mean and I could go, I don't want the 6. I'm going to give it away. And I put it in your thousands column. So you're stuck with 6,000. So that's the really mean version of the game. So there are 3 versions of this game. You can roll to see who gets the highest, roll and the winner is the lowest, or you can do the mean version where you can block your opponent by putting your roll into somebody else's column. And you can play with lots of extra people as well. So you don't have to just play it with 2 people, but it's a really good game and it's really good for place value because you have to be able to read your whole number and you have to compare the size of numbers. So it's a really good game. So I hope you enjoy that. It would be really good if you could play that at least twice more today with somebody in your family or over FaceTime or over Zoom. So I look forward to you having lots of fun with that. Right, we're going to head back to the main part of our lesson now. And we are going to be looking again at ordering some numbers. So I'm not going to talk about ordering numbers very much today, because we talked about it yesterday. I'm just going to give you a few little reminders and then you're going to launch straight into some work today. So first of all, whenever you're ordering numbers like we just did in that game, make sure you start with the digit that has the most value. So we're looking at 4-digit numbers. So start by looking at your thousands number. Okay. Then I want you to remind you about 2 words we mentioned yesterday. That's ascending order and descending order. So ascending order means the numbers are going up. So you're starting with the smallest and you're going to the biggest. Descending order means the numbers are going down. And I remember it because descending and down both start with a D. So descending, the numbers are going down. And so you're going to start with the biggest number and you're going to go to the smallest number. So I've got 2 pages for you of ordering to do now. The first one, it asks you on that page to put them in ascending order. So you're going to take number 1, write the numbers in your book and put them in ascending order. And then the second page asks you to do it with descending order. So be careful that you don't get in a muddle. Make sure you do it in the right order. So type at the top of your page, ordering, and then you're going to do the numbers 1 to 8. So this slide and the next slide, and then we'll come back together to check them. So press pause now. Hopefully you've done the first page. Here is numbers 5, 6, 7, and 8. Remember, these ones are descending. Remember what that D at the beginning meant, descending. Off you go with those second 4. Okay, how did you get on? Let's have a look at the answers, shall we? So again, like we did yesterday, you have to be really careful. So I'm going to ask you to press pause, look at them really carefully, and use your marking pen to check them. If you put any in the wrong order, you can always put a little arrow to swap them around, or you can rewrite out the correct order next to it. And you're going to mark each one. So press pause now and look at them really carefully. You probably need to have one finger on the screen and one finger in your book and mark each one at a time, okay? But look at them really carefully. How did you get on? Did you get them all right? Hopefully you did. If you didn't, you can always have some more practice. Remember, we looked at that online tool that we could use yesterday, so you can have another practice, or you could make some numbers using your playing cards. You could lay out 4 at a time. So if I take these 4 playing cards that I've got here, I've got 9987. That would be 9,987. I can put that one down. I can make another 4-digit number, and then I can move my 4-digit cards around. Okay, so if you want to have some more practice with that, use your playing cards and have a go at that now. Okay, if you've managed that and you're happy with ordering, we are going on to comparing now. So I've got a little pictures of some crocodiles here, which is going to worry Splash the sloth a little bit, because crocodiles rather like eating sloths. And these are 3 symbols we're going to use to compare numbers. You may well have seen these before. So we've got the greater than sign, which looks like an arrow with an open end and a pointed end at the other side. And then we have got the equals sign. And then we have got the less than sign. And the way that I use to help me, and lots of children I know love this, lots of teachers use this, is to think about those symbols as the mouth of a crocodile, okay? And the crocodile is greedy and always wants to eat the bigger number. So the open end of your crocodile mouth is going to be at the big number, and the closed pointy end is going to be at the small side, okay? So we're going to do some together first. And then I'm going to ask you to work through some tasks where you have to put in those symbols in the right places. Okay, so we're going to work on some together first. Keep thinking about that very hungry crocodile, because he wants to eat the biggest number, okay? We're going to use the same method as we used when we were ordering. So we're still going to be looking at the most significant digit first. So we're going to take 2 numbers to start off with, and we're going to have a look at which is the significant number, one with the most value. So if we look at this, we've got the numbers 9,872 and 5,674. If we look at the thousands, this one's nice and easy, because this one's got 9,000, this one's only got 5,000, so this is the bigger number. Okay, so I want my open ends of my crocodile's mouth at this number. 9,872 is greater than 5,674. Okay, if we do another set of numbers here, again, we can have a look. We've got 9,873, 9,963. Which one is bigger? Which one is worth more? Which one is greater? Well, they've both got a 9,000, but this one has got a 900 and this one's only got an 800. So this one is bigger. So the mouth of the crocodile is pointing at the bigger number. So 9,873 is less than 9,963. And we can use this symbol in a long line of numbers. So we could have things like, we could have we can have 3 numbers. We can have 9,888, 9,876, 9,911, and we can put symbols in between. So we've got 9,888, 9,876. So these are the 2 digits that differ. This one's got 80, this one's got 70. So this one is the bigger one. So my crocodile mouth is going to point that way. Then we have to look at these 2 numbers, 9,800, 9,900. So this one is the bigger number. So the crocodile mouth is going to be open at the bigger number. And we can compare 3 numbers in a row. So we're using those greater than and less than signs to compare numbers, thinking about the open crocodile mouth going to the biggest number so that it eats the biggest number. Okay. So you're going to do exactly that now. I've got some numbers that I'm going to put up on the screen for you. You need to copy the numbers down and then put in the signs for greater than or less than, depending on which one you need, okay? So let me show you exactly the work that you're going to be doing. Okay, so you need a new title in your book, comparing numbers this time, okay? And then once you've done that, these are the numbers that we're going to be looking at, okay? So you can see for the first three, they've just got 2 numbers, and then on the fourth one, there's 3 numbers, and you need to put the symbols in between them. When you've done the first 4, there's another page of those to do, okay? So press pause, do the first 4. Well done, that's hopefully the first 4 completed. Don't forget that whole idea of that crocodile's mouth, the wide end eats the bigger number. Okay, let's try the next 4 now. Okay, so you've got 3 numbers for each one of those this time, so you're going to need 2 symbols. Look carefully, because there's always the option of the equal sign as well, okay? Right, press pause, do the next 4. How did you get on? Did you manage it? Let's have a look at the answers. So we've got 4,567 and 4,600. So the 600 is bigger. So the wide end of the crocodile mouth is near the 4,652. 4,567 is less than 4,652. Okay. And we've got a similar one here. We've got 6,789, which is smaller because we've got a 90 in the tens column here and only an 80 here. Then this time we've got the biggest number first, 3,500 is greater than 3,400 here. And then we've got the comparison of all 3 here. So get your marking pen, check those first 4. When you've checked those, go and look at the next page of answers, which I'm just about to show you. Here's the second page of answers. Okay, hopefully you remembered that equal sign, because we had 2 numbers that were identical there. So 6,752 is equal to 6,752, and 6,752 is greater than 6,725, because that's got a 20 in the tens and the other one had a 50 in the tens. Lots of numbers we've looked at today, haven't we? Well done if you've managed to do all the ordering and comparing. Have a go at that place value game again with your friends if you can tonight. And I will see you in the morning. I hope you've had a good day today. So we're going to be doing some rounding tomorrow and looking at some approximation, okay? So that's the plan for tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day.